here, you know me, I've met you several times over the years. A lot of libertarians care about ballot access, and a lot of Republicans and Democrats that are elected, and a lot of small L libertarians that are within those two parties just, you know, they tell the libertarian activists, well, just run as a Republican. And I actually have a book published, Duopoly, How the Republicrats Control the Electoral Process, to explain how the Republicans and Democrats, you know, basically keep out alternative voices. But do you have anything that you suggest on how to convince those small L libertarians within the major parties why we need ballot access? And do you have any magic words to tell the state reps that support us a lot, but just say, run within the Republicans, we don't need alternative voices?
Well, you know, I think that's a very individual thing. So I think that it probably is appropriate for some small L libertarians to run as Democrats and Republicans, frankly. But I also think it's important for people to run as libertarians, because we have a different opportunity as libertarians. For those who are willing to schmooze, raise the money, and really play politics, if you will, like Ron Paul, for example, I mean, I think that may be the place. But for those of us who want to give the message out, who really are dedicated to the message, you cannot do it unless you run as a libertarian. And for me, that is the most convincing reason to run as a libertarian. It's the reason I run as a libertarian. I'm not willing to get up and soft sell the message.
That wasn't really my question.
Oh,
my question
sorry.
was about how to convince those that are elected or those that might say run as Republicans. How do you convince them of the need for ballot access?
Oh, the need for ballot access. I would appeal to their sense of fairness. You want to be fair, don't you? No. What are they going to say? No, I don't want. Well, you don't really need that other. So you're afraid of another voice. You know, I would just kind of hit them that way. show them what they're really saying.
Dr. Ruwart, you talked about how up here, Senator.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hiding back here. You talked about how you, I guess, are a little bit disappointed about the Libertarian Party soft selling, I guess as we were just talking about. And I think one of the things that some of us have encountered as activists is that when we've tried to do, sometimes on a personal level, a hard sale, we just get immediate, utter rejection of the ideas, and they don't want to even hear anything anymore. And so I kind of understand why the Libertarian Party politically, when they're talking to a broad audience, wants to do the soft sell. And I was wondering if you could comment on that.
You know, it is. I will not claim that it is easy to sell our message, because it is so radical and so different from what the mainstream is. Obviously, there's issues there, and that's why I brought up the Advocates for Self-Government. They do a really good job in showing you how to deal with the tough issues so you don't turn your audience off. And the reality is, there are going to be some people you can only take so far at that particular point in time. The skill of a good communicator is recognizing where that point is. And, you know, I always try to look for a place where someone is actually libertarian. And everybody is in some way, I think. There's an issue on which they don't want the government to interfere with them. And of course, that's why I mentioned the people with the supplements and vitamins, because they are so strong on that. They really get it in that area. So once you find that point where the person is a libertarian, then it's much easier to say, well, you see, that's sort of like this, and then you take them to the next step. Now,